Ever wish you had like a crystal ball for your factory floor? Imagine being able to predict when a machine is about to like go haywire.
Oh, yeah.
Track every ingredient in a batch of cookies.
Oh?
Or even manage your entire production line from your phone.
Right.
Turns out that's not science fiction.
Yeah.
That's the power of MES and SCADA systems.
And you'd be surprised how many companies already rely on them.
Really?
Yeah. These systems aren't just for mega factories anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
From craft breweries to pharmaceutical giants, they're becoming essential tools.
Yeah.
For this deep dive, we're going to demystify MES, Manufacturing Execution Systems, and SCADA, Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition Systems, using Demystifying MES and SCADA Systems, a quick guide by Lumos LLC as our roadmap. So, buckle up, we're about to discover how these systems can supercharge industrial operations. Let's start with SCADA. How would you describe it to someone who has never encountered it before?
Think of SCADA as like the nervous system of a factory. It's all about real-time monitoring and control, giving operators the information they need to keep things running smoothly.
I see.
Imagine a network of sensors constantly feeding information back to a central control room, like a heartbeat monitor for your entire operation.
Okay, so it's like having eyes everywhere on the factory floor.
Yeah.
But what happens when something goes wrong? Does SCADA just sit there and watch?
Not at all. SCADA is all about quick reactions.
Okay.
Let's say a temperature gauge in a critical piece of equipment starts to redline. SCADA would instantly trigger an alarm, alerting operators so they can intervene before a meltdown.
Oh, wow.
Literally.
I see. It's like having a super attentive supervisor who never misses a beat.
Yeah.
The guide mentions that a well-designed SCADA system can even prevent a machine from restarting if it keeps having the same issue. That's pretty impressive, right?
It is. That level of control comes from some key features SCADA systems offer.
Okay.
Think of them as the tools in SCADA's toolbox. One of the most important is real-time data acquisition.
Yeah.
Constantly gathering data from all those sensors we talked about.
Right.
It's like having a live stream of everything happening on the factory floor.
So it's not just about collecting data, it's about making sense of it all in real time.
Yeah.
What are some other features that help make that happen?
Well, there's alarm management.
Okay.
It's like a highly customizable alert system, notifying the right people about the right issues at the right time.
Right.
Instead of being bombarded with irrelevant alerts, operators can focus on the most critical situations.
That makes sense. You don't want to be drowning in a sea of data.
Yeah.
You need that information to be clear and actionable.
Right.
So SCADA can tell you when something is wrong, but can it also help you figure out why it happened?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Historical data logging is another key feature.
Right.
Think of it as a detailed logbook for your entire operation.
I see.
SCADA systems keep records of everything that happens over time, which is a goldmine for troubleshooting and continuous improvement.
It's like having a time machine for your factory, allowing you to rewind and analyze past events to prevent future problems.
Yeah.
That brings us to another feature that caught my eye.
Okay.
Remote access and control.
Right.
The guide makes it sound like you can basically manage your factory from anywhere in the world.
It's true.
Really?
With secure remote access, operators can monitor and control the system from anywhere with an internet connection.
Oh, wow.
Imagine being able to address a critical issue from your phone while you're on a business trip.
Right.
That's the power of SCADA.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It really feels like having the factory in your pocket.
Right.
So let's talk about the benefits for our listeners.
Okay.
What does a well-implemented SCADA system actually mean for someone running a factory or industrial operation?
It's all about optimization.
Okay.
Imagine increased line awareness,
Right.
where operators have a crystal clear understanding of what's happening in real time. They can respond to events more quickly,
Gotcha.
minimizing downtime and maximizing uptime.
I see.
And here's the kicker.
Yeah.
SCADA can even leverage machine learning to provide predictive insights. It's like having a digital fortune teller that can help you anticipate and prevent problems before they even occur.
Okay, I'm sold. But what about the flip side?
Okay.
The guide also mentions signs of an ineffective SCADA system.
Right.
What red flags should our listeners watch out for?
One major warning sign is poor real-time visibility.
Okay.
If your SCADA system isn't giving you an up-to-the-minute accurate picture of what's happening on the production line, it's not doing its job.
I see.
Another red flag is inadequate alarming.
Okay.
If you're getting missed alarms or bombarded with false positives,
Right.
that's a sure sign something's not right.
So it's not enough to just have a SCADA system in place. It needs to be properly implemented and configured to deliver those game-changing benefits.
Exactly. A SCADA system is only as good as the data it collects and the insights it provides.
Right.
If you're not getting those, it's time to reassess and optimize.
Right, so we've established that SCADA is all about real-time monitoring and control, acting as the nervous system of our factory.
Yeah.
But what about the brain power behind efficient operations?
Right.
That's where MES comes in, right?
That's right. If SCADA is the nervous system constantly reacting to the environment,
right.
MES is the brain,
Okay.
taking all that sensory input and using it to make intelligent decisions for the entire operation.
So it's a step up from just reacting to problems.
Yeah.
MES is about getting proactive and strategic.
Exactly.
Okay.
MES goes beyond simply monitoring.
Right.
It collects data from various sources, including SCADA, to provide a comprehensive view of production.
Gotcha.
Think of it as connecting the dots between different parts of the factory,
Yeah.
from raw materials coming in to finished products going out.
Yeah. That's where the execution part of manufacturing execution systems comes in, I bet.
Right.
It's not just about gathering data, it's about putting that data to work.
Yeah.
What kind of things can you actually do with an MES?
The possibilities are pretty vast.
Oh, wow.
Let's start with production scheduling.
Okay.
Imagine being able to optimize your production line to meet deadlines and minimize waste.
Right.
A well-implemented MES can help you do just that.
That sounds like a dream for any production manager.
Yeah.
No more last-minute scrambling or bottlenecks.
Ideally, that's the goal.
Right.
And it goes beyond just scheduling.
Okay.
MES also helps with resource management, making sure you're allocating your workforce, machinery, and materials in the most efficient way possible.
So it's like having a super efficient project manager built right into your system.
Exactly.
Okay.
And let's not forget about quality management.
Right.
MES can track and monitor quality throughout the entire production process, ensuring that products meet the required standards. This is especially crucial in industries with strict regulations, like pharmaceuticals or food production.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want a batch of cough syrup failing quality control because something wasn't tracked properly.
Right.
Speaking of tracking, one of the coolest features mentioned in the guide is traceability.
Okay.
It sounds like MES can follow a product's entire journey from raw materials to finished goods.
That's right.
Is that right?
Think of it as giving each product its own digital passport.
Oh, wow.
With MES, you can track exactly where everything came from, what processes it went through, and where it's going.
I'm imagining a food manufacturer dealing with a product recall. With MES, they could pinpoint exactly which batch of ingredients was contaminated, limiting the scope of the recall and saving potentially millions.
Right.
That's a powerful example of MES in action.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Traceability is also vital for compliance and auditing purposes.
Okay.
You have a clear record of everything that happened, making it much easier to demonstrate adherence to regulations.
Okay, so we've got scheduling, resource management, quality control, traceability. The list goes on.
Right.
What are some other key features of MES that our listeners should know about?
Performance analysis is a big one.
Okay.
MES systems are constantly tracking key performance indicators, like overall equipment effectiveness, OEE, downtime and production output.
Right.
This data allows you to identify bottlenecks, track trends, and make data-driven decisions to improve efficiency.
It's like having a fitness tracker,
Yeah.
but for your entire factory. You can see where you're excelling, where you need to improve, and set goals for better performance.
That's a great analogy.
Cool.
And just like a fitness tracker can integrate with other apps, MES systems are designed to integrate with other enterprise systems like ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, and SCADA.
Right.
This creates a seamless flow of information across your entire organization.
So no more data silos or departments working in isolation.
Yeah.
Everything is connected and talking to each other.
Ideally, yes.
Oh.
That integration is crucial for making informed decisions and optimizing your entire operation.
I see.
And speaking of informed decisions,
Okay.
MES also provides robust reporting and analytics tools, giving you the insights you need to make those decisions.
Gotcha.
Think of it as having a crystal ball that shows you trends, opportunities for improvement, and potential problems before they even arise.
All right. So far, MES sounds pretty amazing,
Yeah.
but we have to talk about the other side of the coin.
Right.
The guide also mentions signs of an ineffective MES system.
Okay.
What are some red flags our listeners should be aware of?
Data inconsistency is a big one.
Right.
If your MES is giving you inaccurate or conflicting data,
Right.
it can lead to poor decision-making.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Another issue is limited integration.
Okay.
If your MES isn't talking to your other systems,
Right.
you're missing out on that crucial holistic view of your operation.
It would be like having a brain that can't communicate properly with the rest of the body.
Exactly.
Not very effective.
And finally, if your MES isn't delivering actionable insights that help you improve efficiency, reduce costs, or enhance quality, then it's not living up to its full potential.
So just like with SCADA, it's not enough to just have an MES system.
Right.
It needs to be implemented correctly and integrated seamlessly to deliver those game-changing benefits.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that brings us to a common concern:
Yeah.
implementation.
Right.
You might be thinking that all of this sounds incredibly complex and expensive.
Honestly, that's where my mind went too.
Yeah.
All this talk of integrated systems and data analysis, it sounds like something only mega corporations can afford. It does sound like a pretty big undertaking.
Right.
But the Lumos guide mentions that the hardware requirements for both MES and SCADA might not be as daunting as they seem.
That's right. Many manufacturing plants already have some of the necessary infrastructure in place.
Really?
Think workstations, servers, networking equipment.
Yeah.
These are common elements in modern industrial settings.
So it's not necessarily about starting from scratch. You can build on what you already have.
Exactly.
Okay.
And here's where it gets interesting.
Oh, right.
The guide highlights how companies can start with pilot projects,
Okay.
leveraging their existing infrastructure to test and refine these systems before committing to a full-scale implementation.
That's a smart approach.
Yeah,
It's like dipping your toes in the water before diving into the deep end.
exactly.
So for those ready to take the plunge, what are some of the key hardware components they'll need to consider?
For SCADA, you'll need robust servers to handle the real-time data processing as well as networking equipment to connect all those sensors and machines.
Okay.
Then there are HMIs,
HMIs?
or human-machine interfaces, which are typically touch screens that allow operators to interact with the system.
So it's not just about crunching numbers behind the scenes, it's about giving operators a user-friendly way to see and control what's happening.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And of course, you need the sensors and actuators themselves, the eyes and ears of the system collecting data from the factory floor.
Okay.
For MES, the hardware requirements are similar but often on a larger scale.
Right.
You'll need high-performance servers to host the MES software and handle the massive amounts of data being collected and analyzed.
I see.
Database servers are crucial too, acting as the system's memory storing and managing all that valuable information.
It sounds like data storage and management are key considerations for both MES and SCADA.
Right.
What about backup and recovery? What happens if there's a system crash or a power outage?
That's a critical point.
Yeah.
You need to make sure your data is protected and that you can recover quickly in case of a failure.
Right.
The guide mentions Lumos LLC is partnered with InfraScale, a company known for its fast recovery solutions.
Oh, okay.
So that's something to consider.
It seems like choosing the right vendors and partners is crucial for success with these systems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want a partner who understands your specific needs, has a proven track record, and can provide ongoing support and training.
So we've talked a lot about the technical aspects of MES and SCADA, but let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the people involved.
Okay.
Implementing these systems must have a significant impact on the workforce, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
There's often concern about job displacement when automation comes into play.
Right.
However, it's important to remember that MES and SCADA systems are designed to augment human capabilities, not replace them entirely.
Okay.
It's about empowering workers with better tools and information, not eliminating their roles.
So instead of replacing jobs, it's more about creating new ones or evolving existing ones.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Think about the need for skilled technicians to install, maintain, and troubleshoot these systems.
Right.
Data analysts are crucial too, to make sense of all the data being generated and turn it into actionable insights.
Right.
And of course, you still need operations managers who can use those insights to make strategic decisions.
It sounds like these systems can actually lead to a more skilled and specialized workforce.
That's right. It's about embracing the opportunities that technology creates and adapting to the evolving landscape of work.
Speaking of adapting,
Yeah.
we've talked about how these systems can optimize operations and boost efficiency, but what about their role in sustainability?
That's a great question,
Yeah.
and one that's becoming increasingly important.
Right.
MES and SCADA systems can play a significant role in reducing a company's environmental footprint.
Oh, wow.
They can help optimize resource utilization, minimize waste, and improve energy efficiency.
So it's not just about doing things faster and cheaper, it's about doing them in a way that's better for the planet.
Exactly. As sustainability becomes a more pressing concern, I think we'll see even greater emphasis on leveraging these technologies to achieve environmental goals.
It's exciting to think about the potential.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, but I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay.
In your experience, what's the most important piece of advice you would give to someone considering implementing MES or SCADA?
Don't be afraid to embrace the possibilities, but do your homework. Clearly define your needs, research potential vendors, and start with a pilot project to test the waters. And remember, technology is only as good as the people who use it. Invest in training and empower your workforce to make the most of these powerful tools.
Great advice.
Yeah.
It's been a fascinating exploration of MES and SCADA systems. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
My pleasure. It's always exciting to talk about the future of industry.
And for our listeners, if you're looking to delve deeper into this topic, I highly recommend checking out Demystifying MES and SCADA Systems, a quick guide by Lumos LLC. It's an excellent resource for anyone interested in learning more. Thanks for tuning in.